Selectmen meeting to order. Chairperson Wagner is unavailable tonight, representing the town at another meeting. We have a very short agenda tonight, with the first item as a tax classification hearing. We also have two unforeseen items, one for the Charles River Corral banner request and an appointment of an interim deputy building inspector. Does anybody have anything before we get started? Nope, so I'll turn it over to Paula Dumont to talk about tax classification.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman in interim. Paula Dumont, the Assistant Assessor. We're here tonight for two reasons. One, to set a tax rate, and the other is the Board of Selectmen need to sign the LA5 that we submit to the Department of Revenue. Historically, Millis has always been a single tax rate. Currently, we have 89.79 residential and 10.21 commercial, industrial, personal property. Businesses are finally coming into town, and some new growth of the businesses are happening. So it would behoove us to keep a single tax rate. We're trying to bring more businesses into town. The major cities are usually what have split tax rates: Framingham, Boston, etc. This year was a revaluation year. The last time we had a revaluation was in 2011. Typically, revaluations happen every 3 years, but the Department of Revenue postponed some municipalities to 4 years. So it's been 4 years since we've had a reval. 2014, the value of residential properties were $728,165,200. This year, it's $761,538. We had 7 new residential homes, and our average 2015 residential home is $354,533. The average condo was $86,075,500 in 2014 to $86,717,600 in 2015. We had 13 new condos. When I say new condos, that means they went to 100%. We still may have some that are partially complete, which I would pick up for this coming year. The average condo is $202,611. This year we also had new growth of, it was $7,565,300, which calculated to $129,000 in new growth. So proposing that the board will approve the tax rate, and it would be $17 per thousand.
All right, Paul, so just to highlight the key numbers here, the average single-family tax, the average home single-family tax bill is now $354,000.
$533, and it would be $6,027.
I'm sorry, not the tax bill, the value.
Home, the average
Single-family home value.
$354,533.
$354,533.
Correct.
With a tax rate of $17 per thousand.
It would be $6,027.
So the average single-family tax bill would be $6,027.
Correct.
Okay. Any questions, comments? Scott? Good.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Scott Fusey, 15 Stony Brook. Although I think that the tax thing is fair in town. I mean, unfortunately, we have businesses that we have. Hopefully, over the next couple of years, we'll have something with GAF and in Hope's property, commercial there, Main Street, behind the Sportsman's. But, I think it is what it is, and I think the town does a good job to keep it as fair as possible for the residents. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Charlie?
Mr. Chairman, the form of the vote would be
if you desire to go with that single tax rate, would it be to adopt a residential factor of 1 and to not adopt a residential or small commercial exemption?
Okay, that's what the motion has to be?
Right.
You want to make the, want to give it a shot?
The adopt residential of 1 and a non-residential is 0, correct? Is that what you said?
To adopt a residential factor of 1 and then not adopt a residential exemption or small commercial exemption.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a recommendation that the Board of Selectmen adopt a residential factor of 1 and not a commercial residential of 0.
Okay, and I'll second that. So the motion is for the Board of Selectmen to adopt a residential factor of 1 and not adopt a commercial exemption.
In residential.
And
Right. It's, if you look on page, the page that says, has a 1 in the near the upper right-hand corner.
Right.
That shows the residential factor of 1. Then you go on to question 3, if you do adopt that, and you say, was a residential exemption adopted?
Okay, so it's not, so not adopt a commercial exemption or residential.
And then number 4 is a small commercial exemption. That would be no as well.
Okay, we have to do anything on the open space?
So I'll make the amendment to that, the small commercial exemption adopted as no.
Okay. So it's moved and seconded to select a residential factor of 1, to not adopt a residential exemption, and to not adopt a small commercial exemption. Right?
Correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Anything else for us, Paul?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Don't you need to also, sorry, Charlie,
The
they need to actually vote that they're aware of the excess levy capacity as calculated as 147507?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, on page 2 of 2, it's just to formally notify the board that you've been notified by the Board of Assessors that was $1,475.07 left in the levy capacity that we did not appropriate at town meeting.
Okay. And you need us to do what?
There's nothing, it's just a notification.
It's just a notification? Okay.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Need to vote on the tax rate savings $17.
So we don't have to vote specifically on the tax rate, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we can move forward. Next item on the agenda will be a request from the Charles River Corral. This came in late. It was an unforeseen item. It actually came in after our meeting on Monday night. I will just read the letter that we received. In support of our 2014 holiday concert on Saturday, December 13th, 2014, the Charles River Corral is asking your permission to have a banner hung over Main Street for approximately 7 to 10 days before the concert date. Pending your approval, arrangements will be made with the Millis Fire Department to hang and remove the banner. Excuse me. Dates for the banner are daily Friday, December 5th through Sunday, December 14th, with the concert date being December 13th. Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I would move that we do approve the hanging of the corral banner from the dates of December 5th to 14th, as noted, for the concert date of December 13th, and to be coordinated through the fire department.
Okay, I'll second that. The motion is to allow the Charles River Corral to hang a banner across Main Street promoting their concert on December 13th, 2014. the banner to hang from Friday, December 5th through Sunday, December 14th, subject to coordination with the Millis Fire Department. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chairman, I think maybe we should go back to the percentages that Karen was speaking of, that there is an attestation that you adopted the percentages that Paula went through, and specifically the residential of 89%, open space of less.
So you want us to make a motion on number 5?
To adopt the percentages under number 5, correct?
Under the C column of the D?
Under D.
I would make a recommendation that the following
A motion?
a motion that the following percentages for the new percentage of share of total tax levy, residential 89.793%, open space 0, commercial 6.4951, industrial 1.6728%, personal property 2.039%, total 100%.
Okay, I'll second that. It's been moved and seconded for the Board of Selectmen to approve the new percentage shares of total tax levy as follows: for residential, 89.7930%, open space 0.0%, commercial 6.4951%, industrial 1.6728%, and personal property at 2.0391%, total and 100%. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Throw me for a loop. What's next?
Sorry. Mr. Chairman, there's one last unforeseen item, and I'm sad to report that our Deputy Building Inspector, John Emity, passed away. We first learned of this on Monday, and we've learned that there is an immediate need for an interim Deputy Building Inspector, because the building inspector abuts, some of his property abuts property that's being developed in town, and he cannot inspect those properties. And therefore, I spoke with the town of Medway, the town administrator there, and spoke with Jack Mee, who was their building inspector, and he agreed to fill in for the period of time that we need before we can permanently post this position. Therefore, I hereby appoint, subject to your approval and subject to a query, Jack Mee to the position of interim deputy building inspector. Mr. Mee is eminently qualified for the job. He just started working in Medway just recently, but he was the building inspector in Walpole for several years as well. And this should be a very short period of time that we need before we can recruit for a new a new deputy building inspector.
Okay.
I would make a motion that we do approve the town administrator's appointment of Jack Mee, deputy building inspector of Millis, interim building inspector, subject to a query.
Okay, I'll move in second. That's effective immediately?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll move, I'll second that. All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the town administrator's appointment of Jack Mee as interim building inspector, effective immediately, subject to a query. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, well, that was the quick meeting tonight. We took care of those 3 items. Our next scheduled meeting is Monday, December 15th, 2014, at 7:30 p.m. in room 229 of the Veterans Memorial Building. I'll throw it to you to make the last motion. Jim?
I move that we adjourn.
Okay, so and I'll second that. It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you and good night.